In this video, I'm going to talk about the cons of Outschool. I love Outschool. If you know, if you've seen a few of the videos before, if you're new here, welcome. Watch the other videos first because I don't want you to think that I'm being like really negative. But if you have seen previous videos, you know I absolutely love Outschool. But with the platform, even though it is so amazing, there are some cons. Hello and welcome. I'm Brittany. I'm an entrepreneur and online teacher. I live and enjoy a life of abundance and freedom while traveling the world. I work a fraction of the hours that I did when I had a 9 to 5, and I absolutely love teaching online and traveling. The first con is the inconsistency of enrollments. Now, there are so many factors with the enrollments being inconsistent, but if you're a new teacher, that might be something that you're facing, because when you first teach on Outschool, you have to teach one-time class before you can create other classes as far as multi-day, camps, ongoing, or flex classes. And if you have that one-time class and you're not seeing a lot of bookings, it can be difficult, right? Because really, in my opinion, to have a lot of success on Outschool, you need to have various options when it comes to teaching. You need to have a one-time class, ongoing class, 2-day camp, multi-camp, seasonal classes, but to each their own. But for me, I feel like you just need to have a variety of classes that you offer on the platform. I know some teachers do really well with just one-time classes that they offer, or if they offer just a multi-day class at different time frames. There are teachers that have a lot of success doing that. And if you want to achieve that, that's great. But when I'm talking about when you're first getting started, it's really hard when the enrollments are inconsistent when you're trying to get new students into your classroom. So that is a con. The second con that I'm going to talk about is the ebb and flow. And the ebb and flow also comes with it being worldwide. Now, Outschool is a worldwide platform, which is great, right? Because you have so many students. But being worldwide, when one part of the world is in summer, the other part might be in winter, right? So you have that like ebb and flow of the season changing, different holidays. There are so many things going on. You can, depending on where you are and what you teach, you can really see that ebb and flow, especially if you're teaching a curriculum that is semester by each semester. You can see an ebb and flow depending on what topic that you're teaching. Also, holidays is really big. I do really well during the holidays because I have a lot of seasonal classes, but I could understand for teachers not teaching seasonal classes where they might not have a lot of enrollments. Another con of teaching on Outschool is the reviews. Okay, so reviews are great. It's definitely great to have some criticism or to know where you can improve on, but sometimes with reviews, you just need to take it with a grain of salt, especially if it's the parents having a bad day. I have actually had my fair share of 1-star reviews, and it's just what it is. And I do read every single review that I have, and I take any constructive criticism that I may receive and apply it to the classroom. But there are some times where the review is completely inaccurate, or you can tell that the parent is just having a bad day, or they just like to complain. And so that is another con. One example I will share of this is when I had a student, and I actually am pretty intuitive, and I just had a really bad feeling going in the beginning of class that I shouldn't teach it, but I did anyways, and they rated a 1-star. But what the reason for them rating me a 1-star is because they said that the curriculum was like too advanced and something else. But they said that I taught something which I did not teach at all. I'd never heard of this thing that they said that I had taught in the review. And I reached out to Outschool because I just felt like it wasn't accurate. And plus, the classes are recorded, so you can go back and watch and see everything that you said, what the student said, the settings, and the parent lied, it was false. But Outschool responded with, this is the way that the parent perceived the class, so therefore they were going to keep the review up. It is what it is. So that is just another con of teaching on Outschool. Sometimes the reviews aren't going to be so great, but don't let that determine your success on the platform. Now, if you get 1 or 2 or 3 1-star reviews, it's okay, because for every 1-star review, I am pretty sure that you're going to get at least 30 to 40 5-star reviews. Don't let that stop you from being successful on a platform. Don't let negative reviews stop you from succeeding with your online teaching classroom, your online teaching platform. Another con about teaching on Outschool is Outschool is really a great platform because they're very flexible when it comes to classes or low enrollments, but you need to cancel within 24 hours. Well, sometimes things do come up within that 24 hours, but if you cancel within 24 hours, now you are really penalized, and they are keeping track of whenever you do cancel classes. I highly recommend communicating with the parents and letting them know if you have a low enrollment to cancel the class, or if they want to transfer, or if you can send them a refund. But it is really looked down upon, even though that is a perk that you can cancel your classes if there's like a low enrollment. I do want to say that it doesn't work the other way. So say that you have a class and there's 3 students and you're getting ready to teach. What happens if all 3 students cancel within 5 minutes of the class starting? Then, you know, you're just out of luck, and there is not that, there is not the same, I don't want to say energy, but there is not the same discipline or the same reprimand, right? Because it is what it is. So that is another con, that you do get penalized for canceling within 24 hours of your class, but the parents and learners, they do not. They can cancel pretty much right before class starts. Now, Outschool does give you an option that you can have a full refund, or I think it's like half of a refund if a student or a learner cancels within a certain amount of time. In my classroom, I allow students to be fully refunded until the time that class starts. If the class starts and they decide that they don't want to come, or maybe they want to leave, like, I am still paid for that class. So there is the option there. Another con with teaching on Outschool is if you have, going back to like that negative review from a parent, or maybe you have like an unruly student, if they keep enrolling in your classes, there's really no way to take them out. There's no way to say, hey, I don't really want you in a class anymore. And actually, I've had that where a parent had, okay, going back, I will talk about this. I'm not going to say the name, but I did have an instance where one of the students' teacher had canceled last minute, and she told me in class, she said that her teacher got hurt, so she was in my class, and it was a 2-day camp, and it was really great. We had a good time. We ended about 3 minutes early because she was the only one in class, and we went through everything in the class at a very fast pace. And the parent unenrolled for the second day right after we got off the call, and then said it was because we ended 3 minutes early. It is what it is. But then the parent again enrolled in one of my other classes, and of course this was an ongoing class, and they canceled immediately after the class ended and made up another excuse. For me, in that second class, the first class was okay because she was the only student that was enrolled and I taught the class anyways. But the second class, it was frustrating because there was only 1 spot left, and it was a section full class, and she took that spot away from someone else who could have been in that class and taken it ongoing for each week. But because they took that spot, maybe someone else didn't join. So that was always in the back of my mind, and that's a negative. Another situation is one student that I have, the parent joined an ongoing class, and with my ongoing classes, each week we teach, I'll teach different, it'll teach different contents, and in that week the content was heavily with videos instead of like presentations, and that student was there for the video week. Well, the parent did not like that, and they unenrolled, and I told them, well, I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy the class, but this is an ongoing class, and each week we do different content, different things, and this week, because of the material that we have learned previously or that we've seen, this week it was just heavier on videos, and they didn't enroll, they unenrolled, but then they enrolled to another class, and it's like, okay, You didn't like my class, but you're still enrolling, but it is what it is. And my last con, which really isn't a con, I don't feel that is a con, but to some people it can be, is that Outschool does take 30% of your classroom profits. Now, I really actually agree with this because they have the database for the students, they do the social media marketing. I am not complaining about the 30%, but some people do complain about the 30%, and that could be a con in your case. In my previous videos, I talk about how to make as much money possible when teaching online by selling your digital content or your class resources. And I highly recommend that you do that if you want to see more income each month when you're teaching online. But with Outschool, you do take 70% of your class price home. I don't really feel like it's a con, but some people might think that it's a con. And again, to each their own. So that is it. I am wrapping it up for the cons of teaching on Outschool. If you're here to the end, thank you. I hope that you like this channel. So if you can, hit like and subscribe so that you know when I release another video. If you're interested in teaching online with Outschool, after everything I just said, you can download my free 5-step guide to getting hired on Outschool. And if you're already teaching and you want to know more about how you can get section full classes, you can enroll in my course where I go through all the steps of teaching or creating a successful section full class on Outschool and teaching it. I also talk about how to teach, what you need to have in your classroom to really make you stand out as a teacher so that your classes are section full classes. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message below in the comments. I'll make sure to respond. And you can follow me on Instagram at the Online Teacher Guide, or Facebook, the Online Teacher Guide, and the website www.theonlineteacherguide.com.